In 2016, I won a street photography competition where the winners would be published in a fine art book. Unfortunately for me and the 19 other winners, things didn't go as we originally anticipated. The competition was hosted by PDN, which was a household name in the photography industry. They'd held multiple prestigious competitions every year, and I had already placed in their Ultimate Music Moment competition previously, so I really had no reservations about entering. Aside from the prize of getting published in a book, the allure of the competition was that it was being judged by a panel of well-known photographers, including two Magnum photographers in Alex Webb and Eli Reed. The book was being published by Acuity Press, who described themselves as a print-on-demand fine art book publisher. In addition to the book, we would also receive a colorimeter, some fine art paper, and a camera bag. I entered the competition on September 7th, 2016, and winners were supposed to be announced that December. When I never heard anything, I just assumed I hadn't won. Imagine my surprise when I get an email in April 2017 saying that I was among the 20 photographers selected to be in the book. This would turn out to be a sign of things to come, because everything involving this competition was delayed. We didn't receive our prizes on time, communication was almost non-existent, and the photographers were starting to get restless, myself included. We were sending emails to the publisher, we were sending emails to the magazine, and at first, it seemed like everyone was eager to help, but every time we granted them some grace, they squandered it with more delays. After a lot of back and forth and no progress being made, PDN contacted us to say that they were severing their professional ties with Acuity Press in March of 2018. So if you're keeping track, I entered in September of 2016, and now we're at March of 2018, still no book. Based on what we were being told, it seems like Acuity Press was being run entirely by two people, and it looks like the project just got away from them. The promise of the book being available for sale disappeared. Patience had worn really thin, and people were threatening legal action. The site had been taken down, and they had to change the URL. It was just a comedy of errors at this point, and we really didn't feel like we had many options. Over 2 years after entering, I finally received my copy of the book on February 19th, 2019. That is a long time to wait for a prize. And you know what? After all of that, our problems still weren't over. Let me show you the book. So here's the street photography book. 2 copies were given to every winner, and unfortunately, because the book was never made available for sale, that means that there are only 40 copies of this book in existence. And it's a real shame too, because for what it's worth, I think there are some good things to say about the book. For one, it's a really nice size. It's 9 by 13 inches. The paper quality is heavy and the print quality is great. And of course, the caliber of the work that's included in the book is very high. But unfortunately, that's where the good things end. See, if you go straight to the table of contents, you'll see the names of all the winners. And 3 of the names, including mine here, have asterisks next to them. And what that means is that those photographers are missing their bio pages. It's not because we didn't submit them, they just, for some reason, were not included. And that creates another problem that I will illustrate right now. So if you look at the way the book is organized, everyone has 6 photos in the book. There's a 2-page spread, then it goes through and has the other 5 photos, and it ends with the bio page. But if you go to my photos, you have a 2-page spread, picture 2, picture 3, picture 4, picture 5, and now on the back of this page is supposed to be picture number 6 and then my bio page. But because there's no bio for me, what happens is it just goes on to the work of the next photographer. So now you have a continuity problem. Where does my work end and where does the work of the next photographer begin? The only place that my name appears in the book, aside from the beginning, is in the gutter down here. And that's the next problem. The names of the photographers were printed in the gutter. And that creates an issue where it's hard to read. I have to spread the book so wide in order to be able to see my name. And that's unacceptable. This also creates an issue with some of the images because they have a centered subject. And if they have a centered subject, then they get swallowed by the gutter. So there was a lack of care in the photo selection in which photos went where. It's kind of a bummer, you know? Here's another one. It's a shame. I think that this book features some really great work by some very talented photographers, but this book could have been so much more, and it ended up just being a bit of a letdown. When I think back on this story, it's understandably bittersweet. I mean, on the one hand, what an honor it was to have my work reviewed and selected by two Magnum photographers and someone who literally wrote the book on the history of street photography. But it's hard not to think about the potential of what could have been. So, for now, I can just say that it was a great opportunity. I wish it could have been more. And I'm happy that it has a place on my shelf. Before I go, I want to share the names of the other 19 winners of the competition. Their work is phenomenal, and I think they deserve to be celebrated. I encourage you to pause the video and take down the names so you can look up some of their work. What about you? What are your thoughts on photo competitions? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Have you entered them before? If so, did you win? What was the process like? Tell me all about it, and I will see you in the next video.